This is my grandparents, Marvin and Goldie Pfile, and I'm interviewing them for Mr. Smith's Generation History Project.
I wonder if you heard that kiss.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to ask you is about when you went to school. You can talk about where you went and the subjects you took and the discipline and things like that.
I went to Mountain School in Dixon, Illinois for my first 8th grades. Then I went to Dixon High School in Dixon and went 4 years. I had, as far as discipline was concerned, we sometimes had to write certain words, so many, or we had to stand at recess, and our studies were reading, writing, spelling, music, health. We had those in grade school. And high school was biology, typing, home ec, shorthand, mathematics, and physical education.
That typewriter was on a typewriter, wasn't it? It was a typewriter, right?
Yes.
When you went typing.
Oh, you're waiting for me? Hey, man, I went to the old one-room school down here at Winnieshake. 1 through 8. I don't remember how many years I spent in there. I can't even remember how many years I was in 3rd grade. But we had basically the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. And I was fortunate to get through them. I wasn't any good in music or anything like that, although we did every morning had a crank-up Victrola that played the Washington Post March, and we marched around between the seats for our morning exercise. And as far as discipline, oh my, I tell you, that was a different story. I don't know how many times I wrote on the board, I will not do that again, and things like that. But other than that, I survived.
What about, like, when you guys were first born? Gonna try to go in chronological. When you guys were first born, where were you born, and what was it like back then, the lifestyle, how you were born, and things like that?
I was born at the Sterling Community Hospital at Sterling, Illinois, and it was February 10th, 1925. They tell me I was a breech baby, and
Well, I was just born in the house down the road, right to home. I wasn't born in the hospital. My siblings all tried to tell me that I wasn't a wanted child, that I just happened along. I don't know if that's really true, but anyway, I'm here. So that pretty well takes care of that.
When you guys were growing up, what were the chores that you had to do, and how many kids were there? Were you the oldest or the youngest?
Well, I was the youngest of 9 children. I had 3 brothers and 4 sisters, 5 sisters. And I told you I didn't do too good in school. Anyway, part of the chores was, we was on the farm and had to help with the chores. And we didn't have running water in the barn. We had to carry water into the calves. We left the cows out twice a day to get a drink, and carried wood into the house to run the cook stove. And we didn't have electricity till 1937. So first 11 years of my life, we lived by candlelight. We used lanterns out in the barn, and so it wasn't too trying. Sure, as a kid you didn't want to do anything, but it was good for us to learn to work.
I was the youngest of 7, and I helped with the cooking and also carried wood into the wood box for the stove that we used for heating and cooking. And we had a pump out in the back porch that we had to pump water to carry in water for drinking and cooking. And I'd also go over to the barn and bring milk in to use. And we had chickens, we'd feed the chickens and hunt the eggs.